Any of you, except for Mark. Sarah.
You know me now.
I know you a little bit.
Yeah.
So, first I want to ask you is, who has any money on? Oh, it says here, any money? Mark, you have any money on?
I know you.
Give me $10.
My allowance from Sarah.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, so what we did right now is an exchange. He made an investment into me. And the next bottle of wine that I buy, I'm going to give you is $10. It's an investment, right? You are here as an investment for yourself. You're not here to have fun. You're here to train hard, let the blood on the streets go. It's not true, is it? You're here to have fun, and you're here to learn, and you're here to swim fast, or you're here just to be with your friends. Everyone has a different reason. But what you're doing is you're trying to invest in your future. And that future can be as early as your warm-up today, where you light it up and do a best time in a warm-up, or it's an investment on how fast you're going to swim at your summer conventions, or maybe nationals, or trials, whatever it is. It's an investment. Mark just invested in me, right? He's a nice guy. I've known Mark longer than probably anyone else I've known in swimming. We go back to the 70s. The reality is, he's invested. The fact that you're sitting in this room is an investment into your knowledge base. I have no secrets whatsoever. And the chances that I'm going to tell you something that's unique and unusual is very, very limited. It's not possible you're going to see it or learn anything new. It's just a different voice as to how your coaches are presenting information to you. We can talk about catch all day long, right? My hairy arms look an awful lot different than your coach's skinny white arm, right? It's just the way how you perceive things and how your perception is absorbed in different ways. As a coach, if we have 30 kids in the water, we have to have 30 different coaching styles. And that's one thing that most people don't appreciate, right? It's not all cookie cutter. Yes, we're all going to go 8-100s on 120, descend 1-4, maybe negative split the fourth and eighth one. All of that data is just drama. It's just a way to keep you entertained, right? We should be doing 8-100s on 120 every single day, and you'll become a better swimmer. But you know what? We don't do that because we don't want you to get bored, right? We want to have different systems in our body, but the reality is, we should not be entertainers. We should be people who make your bodies faster, stronger, and better. We're not here to entertain. We're here to better what you want to do. Right? We're not doing it for us. We're doing it for you, so you're going to be a better athlete. And then we're going to give you some information that will help you. Today's videos are going to do nothing but just give you more information, give you a toolbox. Mark's invested in me for $10, right? And that's an investment, right? So, how much money do you have in the bank? You can lie all you want. Go ahead. Pretty low. So, the first week of January, right? Take $1 and put it in a box. The second week, put $2. The third week, put $3 in the box. The fourth week, put $1's not going to turn into anything. You can't even buy a donut for $1. But put $1 in, increase it every week. And by the time Christmas comes, it's going to be hard because you're going to put $52 in the same container on week number 52. Get out your calculators and figure that out. It's going to be worth $1,000. All of a sudden you got $1,000 and it didn't have any impact on your life. Maybe it affected your allowance a little bit. Maybe you have to get a small latte as opposed to the grande latte. But the reality is it's not going to affect anything. Then take that $1,000 and put it into a bank account and don't touch it. And then start over again following it. And then compound that with the small interest rates we get. And all of a sudden you have a lot of money by the time you're 24 years old or 30 years old. It's just a small investment, right? So, what's your best 100 set, 8 100s free on 6 minutes? What's your fastest average?
Fastest average?
Yeah, of those 8 100s on 6 minutes. Right, what's your 100 free time? 53, right? So you're probably about 91%. Son, it's not fast enough. Right? It's not fast enough. If you want to go 51, you can't train at 59. You're certainly not doing an aerobic set because it's on 6 minutes. But 59 is too slow. So you have to invest into your knowledge and how to do the things you need to do better. Right? Now my favorite says it's indeed 8 100 in 6 minutes. 3 grips they get every 2 minutes. And we put them all the data on a sheet. Then we rank them. Who had the highest average personal average compared to their best time. But the minimum standard was 93% of your best time. So if you do that consistently, how can you not stand up on the block and go, I can nail this race. I just can't wait to go. I've done the work. Right? Isn't that cool to think I can do this because I know I've gone fast in practice. I've paid the price. Okay, swimmers, close your eyes. Raise your hand if you felt 100% confident on every single race this weekend. Put your hands down. I won't tell you how many people raise their hands. Right? Open your eyes. Right? I won't tell you who raised their hands. Now, close your eyes again. Swimmers, how many have felt they've done a poor job this weekend preparing and swimming fast this weekend? How many have been very disappointed in their swimming this weekend? Put your hands down. Open your eyes. So this is just a function of evaluations, right? What did you do in your heart free the other day? No, your time.
My time was 54
Right. I saw the swim. What's your best time? So why didn't you go faster?
reasons.
No. There's got to be a reason, right? You've got to make yourself accountable. If I'm standing up here and I don't have an agenda, I'm going to be accountable. And when I get to submit my invoice, they're going to say, why would we want to pay you for something you didn't even do? You got to be accountable, right? You got to be accountable in your practice. Why aren't you going faster in practice? Don't tell me you can't go faster. Of course you can, right? It's just a function of time. What's your best average on a set of 4 sets of 4 200s freestyle? What's your best average? Right. So you got to know those things. What's your best 100K? 100K club? Yeah. Install? What's up 100K? Right.
Look at me.
It's all a function of being accountable, right? It's all a function of just being accountable. How many have logbooks? Everyone raise your hand. You're going to Staples tomorrow. You have Staples here? You're going to go buy a logbook tomorrow. It's just a piece of paper. You're going to write down something that's cool and not set. Don't write down all your whole work. You have about 800 IM warm-up. Don't write that down. Write down the things that were good about that workout. What your set was and what your times were. Right? And it's on a piece of paper. And it's a piece of memory that you've got on a piece of paper that maybe the next day or the next week you're going to do the same set. And the next week you're going to do the same set. Well, the frank reality is, if you're averaging 8 100s freestyle today on, let's say, a 140 interval, and you're only averaging 82% effort, and you're only going 82% effort the next week, and the next month you're going 82% effort the next month, why the hell would you think you're going to go faster than me? Don't think you're going to go faster, because you're not. You're not stronger. You're certainly not faster. So make yourself accountable. Right? It's easy to go fast. How many can go faster than what they did this weekend? Got a chance to do the race all over again. How many would go faster? Of course, you all would go faster because you're smarter. Your strategy would be better. It's easy to go fast. Just do it. Don't think it's hard, because it's not. You think when I was seeing Summer McIntosh when she was 9, 10, 11 years old, she would have visions about being a world record holder? There's no chance, right? Now, she did move from Lakeshore to Etobicoke because she didn't feel that Lakeshore was going to be her pathway. But the reality is, she didn't know then. But everything's a stepping stone. To your best time this year, this time last year, year before, and you should see a growth pattern. If the growth pattern is not there, the only person you're going to look at is yourself. There's a comic that from years ago, students doing really crummy at school. The student is sitting in the chair, and the comic goes, Mom's standing here going, and Dad's here going, and the coach is here going, right? And now the comic is, the coach is sitting in the chair, and Mom's going, and Dad's going, right? The kid's going, but you didn't train me hard enough. We see that. And unfortunately, the place we should be looking at is right here. If your intervals aren't faster on workouts, don't think for a second you're going to be faster than me. And that's where confidence comes in. It's a mindset. I was talking to Blythe the other day. I worked with Blythe back in Toronto. She's at Toronto Swim Club. And I was doing a bunch of sessions with her over Christmas, and I did a few back in the fall. I think I did 1 or 2 in February. And then she swam her buns off at the provincials. I was asking her, why did you swim so fast? It was my mindset. Because I knew I had the technique from you, I had the training, I knew I was going to go fast. So she's up in the block going, I know I'm going to go fast. It's just a mindset. And just go, let it go, right? Some things are surprising. You can be surprisingly fast, like Summer's 400 free. Cries. Summer never cries. She has a zero emotion, right? She'll only do a high five if the person comes to her and gives a high five. Otherwise, she's by herself. Never smiles. I'm so happy I went that time. No, there's no way she's doing it. So she didn't know. All of a sudden, the breakthrough, she didn't expect to go that time in the 400 free or the 490. Didn't have those levels of expectation. So you've got to just put yourself on an elevated level of expectation and then implement it. I have a rowing machine at home. I row. I haven't rowed very much lately, but I row. And on the screen, it tells me how fast I'm going. Every single pull. Every single pull. Tells me how fast or how slow I am. But when I look at my data, and if I'm not going faster as an average this week compared to the week before, why would I think I'm going to increase my fitness level? Right? If my heart rate's still 120, that's a resting heart rate. You don't have a heart rate of 140, it's of no value. You got me at my age, it's going to be a value, but for you, you have to have a heart rate of 180 to 210. And if it's not higher than 125, it's a literally waste of time. So it's all a matter of accountability, right? Paying the price and making sure that you're faster this week than you were last week, and you're faster the following week in practice. And then when you get up on the block, it's easy to do this and go, I'm going to nail this because I've done the work. Boom, go. It's easy. Right? So, enough of that chatter. What I'm going to do with you today is I'm going to show you some, just a smorgasbord, an array of different videos. We're all driven by videos, right? I want to show you some things that I've seen over the years, some underwater video, above the water video. You're going to see some cool stuff. All right, let's do that. I'm going to do about 200 videos this weekend of your swimming, which is kind of neat. Your finals. So I've had the pleasure of working with a whole range of different athletes. Summer's one of them. And we do a lot of training and coaching at Pan Am. I have an on-deck video cabinet with a 42-inch screen. This screen, as a matter of fact. And we do just a lot of video to see what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. This is just a workout. And we were laughing because on this particular drill, she's breathing the wrong way. And this is when she's 11 years old. Now, what do you think of that technique when she's 11? Right? And that's just skill. It's easy to do, but it's just skill. I'm going to swim with me tomorrow. Anybody here? So I've got this camera in the water tomorrow. So So one of the things she does extremely well is flow, right? High hips and flows. The other thing that she does extremely well is the second kick, right? Her second kick is strong, and that's where she gets her high hips. And that's not hard to do. You can all do that, right? Everyone has a knowledge base. My knowledge base grew exponentially 6 years ago when I went on my own business. Right? I always had an underwater camera since 11 years ago, but I really started investing in some equipment here. I own 5 underwater cameras, and the more videos that I do like this, it teaches me a lot. I currently have 2,000 videos on YouTube, and every single video I had to individually edit and view. So let's take that. This is the meet in Fort Lauderdale. Anyway, Summer's in the yellow cap. So what I want you to notice are her hips. Check out her suit. Look at her butt, right? See how high the hips are? Now, what you're going to watch is everyone else's hips start to drop. But what you're going to see in hers is the hips remain high. I get a kick out of these American announcers. This is going to be a world record, and they don't really realize it until the last 25 meters. What's that?
I think Rowdy Gaines would know better.
So there's that second kick, right? There's the second kick. We saw that kick from 5 years ago, right? She's still maintaining the second kick. So what do you think about that split 002? Right? I read a couple of commentaries on Swim Sound. Oh my God, if she had a better start, oh my God, if she had a better turn, or if she had better underwater, she'd be so much faster. Kind of. But maybe she's maintaining technique on the tail end of each 20, of each 50, because she's not getting an O2 down. She's able to maintain technique. She's able to maintain the distance per stroke. She used to go, and her swim, she used to go 22, 28, 28, 20, 28, 28, 29 strokes. This is 20, 24, 24, 25. She's going 2 meters every stroke. It's pretty efficient. But most importantly, she's not going 20, 24, 25, 27. I'm gonna be honest and say which is what you're probably all doing. We're losing our hips, right? The best flyers have the best hip position the second half of the race. And that's what she does. It's not a fancy swim, right? I talk to her mom all the time, and she's just okay in fly. She's just a very average 50 flyer, right? But what she has is the ability to maintain that technique over 200 meters. There's not even talking about her until she gets to the 150 meters. And you realize, oh my God, she's going faster. Oh, now I see she's on the US Open. Oh, I didn't realize it. He doesn't know that
I was just saying about the junior world record.
Oh, let me see what it is. Oh yeah, she's fast. Oh, now you can get excited. Oh, you're a little late, son. While we're on summer, excuse me for bouncing around a little bit.
Just don't lose my $10 investment.
I was going to show you some of the post swim reaction for it, but it's okay. Okay, let's get back to one of the things that I was really impressed with this weekend is this girl here. I don't know who she is. I don't know how fast she is, but anyone knows anything wrong? What's that? 2015 Kira Smith, right? Elbows are out of the water. She wasn't DQ'd, but this, right? I don't know who it is. Do you know who it is? Oh. I love the height.
Has everybody come in there?
I have a picture of this body position in my cabinet from a girl I coached in 1984. Her name was Karen Hatton. She wanted to draw a swim club. She's 1/1300 breaststroke as a 13-year-old. She swam like that. And by the way, that was almost 40 years ago.
Didn't Greg Birdstalk do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, Ann Ottenberg. Right? You know who Ann Ottenberg is? You gotta be a student of the game, right? You gotta be a student. Ann Ottenberg is an Olympic gold medalist. 200 breaststroke from 84 Olympic Games in LA. Silver medal in the 100 breast and bronze medal in the 4x100 medley relay. Right? And that's how, but they changed the rules because when she drives forward, this girl doesn't do it so much. Drives forward, her butt's in the air right here, and then her feet are finishing snap together, and then she's doing this. But what she's not doing is finishing, turning over, and then kicking down.
That's illegal.
And they had to change the rule because of that. Right? That's illegal. You can't do a downward cross. What she's doing here. And it looks like she's doing a dolphin kick, but she's not. She's coming out. And there's some great video of it. So the same girl, I saw this swim yesterday, I thought that was pretty cool. By the way, my term Russian breaststrokes, when the Russians came over and some of the dual meets in the 80s, these swimmers are coming up so high and driving forward so high. And the Canadians and the Americans are all swimming like this, right? Flat. Well, when they're up and then driving forward, right? What's your distance? I'm going to pick on you today, right? What's your distance per stroke? No, what's your stroke rate in a 100 breaststroke on the third 25 stroke race? Huh? Is this slow? I mean, how many strokes? 12? Are you guessing? Yeah. So we got to know those things, right? We have to know the difference between 2 and 4. The second lane versus the fourth lane. How many people have a faster stroke rate on the second 100 of a 200 and 200 breast? Because everyone in the world does it. Right? Everyone has a faster stroke rate on the second 100 of a 200. Right? So on the way back, she's not doing as much. She has a big smile on her face. Right? I don't know who it is. I kept on looking for her after this, but I didn't see her. Now, what she's not doing, she's kind of falling here, as opposed to coming up and going whoosh into the stroke. She's up and then falling. I think she's about 120 something. So she didn't make it. But right now, I should see her hips. I should see her sit out of the water. Right now. that's not a brushstroke stretch, is it? That's not a straight line, right? I saw this and I immediately had to pick up the camera to see that. So this is Rebecca Smith. She's an Olympian. She's so fast. She's such a nice girl. And I do video work for University of Toronto. They bring me down. I do video work every 5 or 6 times a year. This is at U of T. I'm going to bounce around, by the way, and for not any particular reason, but the order that's here. Raise your hand if you like what you see. I really like that, right? So what I'm looking for here is hand speed. The relationship between the hand and the elbow. I'm looking for hand speed here. Nice. Oh, until she got Peter. Because now she's slipping, right? Look at the hand over here. Hand speed, hand speed. Get on top of the elbow. Except for there, right? And all of a sudden your hand pitch in here is sliding. Losing the water. That's just a 54-second freestyle, right? I've never seen anyone coach anyone who has a perfect stroke. But my favorite part of Rebecca Smith's freestyle is right there. Love that. That's a Kodak moment, we call it. Look at that. So, everyone has a difference of opinion on freestyle. But what I really like about her hand pitch is that she's on top of her elbows, here. And then she's going to come in to there. But I just wish she'd stay underneath a little longer rather than bail here. I think she's bailing out a little bit too soon, right? Here's my commentary. Lateral rotation of the right arm entry, sustain or increase the hand speed halfway through the stroke. She was strong and then let it go. Right? Lost her hand speed, lost her pitch. We call it pitch. Every coach has a different phrase. I'll use the word pitch. Right here. She's a pretty darn good flyer. Really like this. What I'm not fond of is this, right? She's ready to catch, right? She's out there, she's on top, she's ready to catch. I'm gonna bail and let the hand slide. So she's trying to pull water like this, which makes no sense. I mean, one of the best in the country, but it makes no sense. So, and once again, I'm not sure when they did this video years ago. She's faster since then. Every good flyer has high hips. Not every good flyer has a two-beat kick. The video that you saw with Summer earlier, the one girl had a one kick. One kick here, and then there's no kick in the back. So every person can see something. Everyone has to have high hips. The best flyers have the best hip position in the second half of the swim. Now I'm going to compare that to another girl. Anna's a 213, 200 flyer. Same team. And she's holding on a little better than Rebecca in here. But she's still letting the elbows drop a little bit. What's that?
That was Eric's kid.
Was it?
From Fort Bull. Eric Kramer.
Is that right?
We knew her when she was little.
I love the body position here, right? She was out of Porto.
Yeah. Butterfly at the time.
But I told her one day, I said, you ever get in trouble with your driving, stop and whip me on the way in, and I'll pick you up and I'll take you to UT.
They're nice.
a nice stroke. Now this is one of my favorite catches. I love this. I can watch this section all day long. Now, wish you would come in a little bit further, but I really like the fact that she's on top of her elbows, right? Fingertip entry on top of the shoulders, there. When I recently filmed the trials, nobody in the competition, not one of the fast swimmers, was doing this, out sliding. Everyone's there, or here, and they're on top, right? No one's out here going out and then sliding some skiing, right? With on top, hand speed. There's a relationship between your hand and your elbow, hand speed. Come in to there, right? And what I like are my shoulders right now. Shoulders here. So now I'm invoking my lats here, there, right? Not an open chest, a closed chest. So do you have a little brother, little sister? Do you? Do you? So a little brother. So halfway around your stroke, think about your little brother. Smack him. Right? Finish. Out there, smack it, right there. And then I go in my coaching bag and I pull up my cream. It's in the cream bag. It says Coach Snow's magic formula for a soft entry on butterfly. I rub it on your hands. Right? You think I'm kidding? Because I've seen some people dive in. I see this big splash coming up, right? So enter, soft hands. I did that to attend another group once. I put the lotion on every single one of their hands. And you know what? Every single kid had a soft hand. It's just a function of your presentation. It's just a function, not your teaching style, but how you get the kids. I said if there's 30 kids in a program, you're going to have 30 different coaching styles. Everyone's going to receive information and perceive information differently. Right? Don't think that just because it's a cookie cutter, it doesn't happen. A nice fly. But I want to show you the difference between Rebecca and Hannah. So they're just messing around on these turns. They stop there. How many? When their head's right now, how many take another stroke? The rule is, if you don't have time to finish a stroke, then don't start. Right? Hands to the side, palms down, hips up. See your fingernails? And then go. Okay, so my question is, I'm going to ask the question here. How many swim freestyle turns go in, drive down, come up, and go? Or, how many go into the turn high and straight up? I'm looking for some hands. Which way do you go? Go down? And then you come back up?
Yeah, well, it's not much of that. It's more of just a straight line.
Well, you can't go in this way, but you got your hips to go over. Are you going up, hips up, and go?
I'm going down.
Then you're going down. And then from there you're coming up. Which is faster? I would think their propulsion off the wall in a straight line would be faster. So maybe we should think about that dolphin kick higher. I'm not picking on you, but I'm making a suggestion. A straight line. Right? How many squeeze the back of their heads on their turns? Like this. Right? So for guys, maybe it's a little harder because you're stronger. You got all these super big muscles in your back. But no, you got to come up a little skinny. Right? Now somebody's filming me while I'm filming. And what I've got going here is, this is me. I've got an underwater camera going on. And halfway up the pole I have another camera. I've got 2 cameras going at the same, 3 cameras going at the same time. So that when I produced this video, I had a split screen. I had her underwater, I had her above the water. Go. It was a pretty cool presentation. I really got a lot out of it. This is Scotty Moss. Hips up, right? Hips up, and then drive right off. While I'm talking about Coyote, speaking of that term, anybody know their foot speed off the wall, of any wall? Anybody know the approximate foot speed of any wall on your dolphin kick? What's your kick rate? Yeah. What's your kick rate? The best in the world kick at 140 kicks a minute. Right? Connie kicks at 152 kicks a minute. By the way, she's very average. What you're going to see now is a very average kick. This is from 2019. I worked with Connie 3 or 4 times. She's a wonderful woman. Okay, so how many have foot speed like that? Okay. It's not hard to do. All you need is some core.
Guys, and you go for 10 seconds, just count. If you were having 20 seconds, 20 kicks in 10 seconds.
So,
Yeah.
when's your birthday?
23rd of February.
Yeah, on February 22nd, I'm going to email, I'm going to send you a package in the mail. You're going to have 3 items. The first one's going to be a belt. I really like belts. The second one's going to be a rope. The third one's going to be a 10-pound weight. That's how passionate I am. We're going to tie the weight to the rope. We're going to tie the rope to the belt. You're going to put the belt on. You're going to go in the water. And you're going to pull Michael Phelps. You're going to put your hands in the air and kick dolphin kick for 20 minutes a day for 17 weeks. Right? That's how he developed his kick. So watch the foot speed, right? And she's very average in compared to the world, right, Mark? She's a very average kicker.
This is when it's going slow.
What about McNeil? What about Maggie McNeil?
Maggie McNeil is an anomaly.
What's your kick rate? What's your kick speed? What's your big Maggie?
There's a program in the States called the Race Club. And the fellow's a 64, Mark 64, Gary Hall Sr.,
Yeah.
64 Olympus. He runs this program, and he has a thing called a velocity meter. And he has a belt and a string or wire attached to it. And it's on the deck. And he's able to measure forward velocity.
He perfected the hanging dynamite.
Is that right? So of the 17 different metrics, she has the very best in the world on 11 of those. It's quite an interesting stat.
He used to be an eye doctor and invented the screws. That's how he got retired.
So there's a lot of foot speed there, right? So I don't mind bouncing around, but I still am. But on the same theme, here is, I put this together before I came here. This is Javier from Trumps. This guy is an absolute character. He's just a riot. He does great interviews, he's great on deck, he's older, but he swims with the High Performance Center in Toronto. And he jokes around, he's really good at interviews. And I'll tie his interview into this video. He's even kind of smirking right now. This is his 50 back. So, how many are nice and relaxed like that behind the block? If you're not, you should be. Yeah, I'm okay, I don't really care. I'm alright. Making sure I'm loose. approach of today, or on the ongoing basis, is to do an analysis of your swim, right? Some of you are going to be receiving a VRA, analyzing your segmented strokes, your distance per stroke, your stroke rate, all that. I have a hard time understanding what he can do better in this. Not so much this, but the final net we set a Canadian record. This is just going to run straight here. Where's the 15-meter mark? All right. 14 and a half. Wait. How the hell does he do that? 14 and a half meters. The half meter is the swallow. Who knows? What's the answer?
Just take a count.
Count your kicks. Count your kicks, right? He's been a staple of Canadian swimming. He really hasn't improved in terms of total time a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. Even as a dancer, he was just a monster. All right, so first thing I want you to notice is how high his toes are on the block, on the pad. He's using the wedge. See how high his toes are. And then we do a back dive, or you just land on your back, right? Doing a back dive, feet are up. Now, one of the things we do in practice is when I work on your kick, I've yet to give anyone $50 for this, but one day I will. When you leave the block and you kick really fast, really hard, I'm going to drop a po' boy on your feet, and as you're kicking, the first person who can kick that po' boy over the backstroke flags wins $50. Kick up. No one's done it yet. People have tried.
Always important. There we go.
So there's now his foot speed right now is 152 kicks a minute. Right now. And he's always been great at breakouts. His walls are, oh man, he's got great walls. Anyone heard that expression? Great walls. Speed off the wall, right? 5.9 seconds underwater, 55 strokes a minute. In this section, 53 strokes a minute. In this section, towards the end more so, just rapidly do much at a time, 51 strokes a minute. That's it. That says total stroke 17, average stroke rate 54 cycles a minute, right arms, right? Last 10, 53, the last 5. Oh my God, he's getting slower, he's getting tired. He's only going 51 cycles a minute in his last 5 meters. Oh my God, he must be out of shape, right? He's going slower. It's only at 50. What are you doing? You can't be that slow. You're out of shape, right? A couple of tenths off his best time. So I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to say when I see the kids? Well, then I'm listening. How many listen to podcasts? How many listen to swimming podcasts? Well, I'm driving here from Ontario. I listen to many podcasts, and one of them is Happy. He's talking about his 50 breaststroke, 50 backstroke in prelims at trials. And that was this race. Yeah. My stroke rate was really good for about 40 meters, and I slowed it down. So he intentionally slowed his stroke rate down. He didn't really care. It's on the prelims, right? But he maintained the same stroke rate going to the wall that night, and did a Canadian record that night. Right? So he's not tired, he's not out of shape. He intentionally slowed it down going in the wall. That was a pretty cool race. He's a good guy too. He didn't used to be. He used to be a pain in the neck. So, entered at 24.9, prelims 25.6, best time of day 24.9 Canadian record. So, in that 50, if I was coach, what would I say to make him go faster? Can't talk about his foot speed. Can't talk about his stroke rate. Can't talk about his start. Can't talk about his finish. What is it? What did he do wrong in this race? Nothing. There's nothing wrong. Did he done anything better than you see here? Probably not. So then it ties into sight, it ties into strength, it ties into breathing, it ties into body position. I certainly can't see anything wrong in that race. I wouldn't want to be his coach because there's so many things technically well, right? Few years ago, this is Penny swimming 50 free in the prelims of the Nyack Cup. They didn't swim finals. This is from 2018. I've watched this video. I've watched this video 100 times, or demonstrated it 100 times. What's the most noticeable thing on her start? Her rear foot. Right? Would I'd like to see her elbows up a bit more, but she always stays really low in the water. She just rocks and rolls up the stroke. Here's my favorite part of this swim coming up. Watch this breath. Watch the head turn. Her goggles out of the water before she touches the water. Right? There's a rotation into the stroke before she, we're going to work on that tomorrow in our session. The rotation and hand speed on the left hand is so much faster because she's already engaged into the side. Too many swimmers are swimming flat. They enter the water flat, pull, then come up, smell their armpits. As opposed to driving in flat, driving in flat. So her rotation happens before her hand touches, right? Before the hand touches, she's rotating. And that's the way I teach freestyle. I like to set a rotation earlier, breathing on one side. By the way, every single swimmer in this meet, probably with the exception of about 3 swimmers, breathe on one side only. Maybe in this pool, if this is a pool and that's one lane, that's one lane. Maybe this guy over here is breathing on his right to see the competition. And on the way back, he's breathing on his left to see the competition. But everyone's breathing every stroke. So, 50-meter swim, 50 strokes in a 50-meter swim. You breathe every 3rd stroke. Who knows the math? How many breaths is that? 50 divided by 3. 16, right? 16 times 2 is 30. Now breathe every 2nd stroke. 50 divided by 2 is 35. 35 times 2 is 50. 32 from 50 is 18. You're going to breathe 18 more times, breathing every stroke. See, you might not know this, but I'm a professional basketball player. And the way I play basketball is this. Whenever I dribble, I go like this. I dribble, I hold my breath. And I hold my breath. But when I run, right? When I go curling, I don't breathe when I push the rock down. Are we getting my point? Humans need to breathe. Walking down the hall, you go to the washroom back and going, I'll hold my breath. So why aren't you breathing more in your freestyle? As long as your technique allows you to do that. Because 90% of what I see here this weekend, everyone's breathing too late in the stroke. It's way too late. right? We should be entering, turning, breathing, right? That's the natural rotation. This isn't natural. Touch, pull, come out, smell your armpit. So I like to see it more regular, frequent, one side only, breathing. Now, not when you're in the 10, 11, 12-year-old age group, but now that you have your big boy pants on, you can start thinking about doing it. If you breathe every third stroke, change it. That's just my opinion.
Jim, 2000 Sydney, 80.
Sorry? 2000.
Run,
Yeah.
no rest, 50.
And 53, no one does. Right? Not at all. What do you need breathe for? Like, you think that breath at 35 meters is going to help you swim faster? No. How many go no breathing? 50s? Now that part I really like. She got the rotation, her hand speed on the right side is faster. She's on top of her elbow here. I really like that part of the stroke. I want to know how many are going to finish their 50 like this.
Well, I don't know about this.
By the way, that was a 24-9. So can we beat that? Same heat before. Now when you want to have a world record, you have to have a pool survey and you have to have blood tests or doping tests. They didn't have it at this meet, so it didn't count. But this, what you're going to watch now, is a junior world record. 53, Kyle Sanchez, who's now gone to some other country. Where'd she go? This is in 2018. 23-9. Did you go 23-9? Short person. Short person. Look at Penny behind her. Penny's in the next team. Squeeze the back of your head when you're diving in, right? What are we doing for time, by the way?
1:30. It's 1:30.
Depends when to finish.
In the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes.
I want you to watch your foot speed up here. So watch the underwaters off this wall. This is absolutely magic. The only person who does that better is Megan. How's that? 23-9. That's hard to do. Oh, come on. We're going to flip over to some unusual things here. Watch this straight arm freestyle on this guy. 400 or 800 free. You got to wonder. Why is he doing it like that? I've seen it in a 50. I've never seen it in an 800.
Edmonds is over for that.
It's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite pictures. I like hand speed on the top. After the anchor finishes, I like to see some catch, right? I want to see some catch. Hold on to that water in front. So I guess who holds on really well? It's my truck. right? And there's the fulcrum. Your elbow's a fulcrum. Dig, right? We want to swim fast with our hand speed, not our elbow speed. Like I said, remember back in the 80s, we can't find them anymore. The hand paddles that started here and finished here.
We have former fitness things that are the figure eight.
Yeah, the double
But there
loop
are
here.
actually.
You still got the fitness makes them.
Yeah, the double fulcrum. I've tried those. I don't think kids like it, but I still like the idea of hand speed coming through. And I use this as an example. Now, we talked earlier about breathing earlier. Look at Emma up here. Look at the rotation. Right here. Massive distance per stroke. One idea how to do a breakout. This is Josh a couple of years ago, short course, 40-70. Watch Josh leave here. He's last off the blocks. Look, he's still hanging on. Right? This is going to be a terrible start. He's still there. Right? He's still there. How many make a splash when they dive in? How many make a splash with their legs as you dive in? Or do you dive in a hula hoop? Right? Look. Watch him slide in. Watch this slide. Right? His speed out here is dependent 100% on his entry point. Watch. Slides in. Anybody see his cap? You can barely see his cap. That's how low his head is. Like this. Right? So everyone's flailing away. And he's still kicking. See the top of his cap? Halfway through the first stroke. Too many of you are taking that first stroke and you're way too deep in the water. Gotta get up. Nice and proud. And go. Things we look for as coaches, we look for some water patterns and we look for some currents. See the wave in front? See the way the wave goes down and then breaks at his ankle? Right? He's just sitting in this trough. And that's a result of speed and body position at the top end. A bit of an arch in the back. But this trough is where he's sitting. What happens so far so many times is people are swimming flat and low, the water, the bow wave, front of the boat's called bow wave comes up and then breaks at the childbearing hips, right? It's got to break later at the knees, at the feet. We watch water patterns all the time. And that's why you have such a long breakout in your 50s, right? Because these guys are going in like crazy into the wall, and then the water's traveling with them, right? And you get yourself caught up too early, you're caught up in that wave. So watch the wave, watch this wave here, follow Josh and smack into the wall. There he is. Here comes the wave. Boom. Right? You imagine 8 guys doing that. There's one big wave going into the wall. It's like a tidal wave. Right? So when you come off that wall, make sure you're underneath and you break through that wave. Like a surfer, right? So, why do you wear 2 caps? Look how flat that first cap is. Look how rough that second cap is. A little more resistance, and the second cap keeps the goggles on. So the slowest guy went 51. This is short range, right? So I thought that was pretty good. I'm going to let that part go. Let's go over to we talked about foot speed. So unless if any of you own one of these, it's what's called a monofin. So it's in some ocean somewhere, right? This is where you get power and foot speed. Here he goes. And do a flip. Right? So that's core, right? This is fun. Oh, you've done that.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's 2 different swimmers, right? You got to be pretty skilled to do that. This is the drill. Every single backstroke session I've ever coached does this drill. I love this drill. Glenn Mills is a 1980 Olympian, and he's a breaststroker, but he's famous in doing videos. It's called Go Swim.
When our swimmers start to move forward to a more advanced level, it's time to take some time to focus on the inside. Spin drill helps our swimmers quickly present into your backstroke, placing focus on above
Pretty sure this all the time.
how to do it. And I know we've covered this many times before. Do a short push-off on your head. Start with very short, quick strokes, tilting your head back over your feet. You should try to elevate your entire head and shoulders out of the water and hold there for as long as possible. Typically,
So that's a drill you gotta practice.
how to do it really well. Only as coaches we can get really excited.
Dick Canyon, you got your back.
Exactly.
Butt in a bucket.
In the bucket, yeah, butts in the bucket. Yeah. You're asking me about Kylie or Maggie earlier.
But there's 17 different parameters tested.
This is Gary Hall.
She was the best of different testing and another qualified with 17.
There's a wire attached to her. They used to be in Fort Lauderdale, now they're in San Diego. That's not hard, just do that. the things we do here is based on measurements, right? Everything we do is measurable, right? You know how fast you went in 100 freestyle this week. That's one measurement. What's the delta? What's the difference between the first 50 and the second? Work on that, right? How many know what their stroke count is in 100 breaststroke, right? Whatever it is, measure it, figure it out. You all have the ability to count while you're swimming, right? Measure it. Right? Take your average 100 freestyle set, just go faster. It's easy, right? It's not hard to go fast. You all know how to go fast. There's something fast here. Why can't you swim faster in practice, right? Measure it. And once you see a result, write it down in your logbook. It doesn't have to be a big fancy logbook, but measure it, write it down. Make yourself accountable, right? And then when you can stand up in the box and go, I'm going to nail this bad boy because I know how fast I'm going to go. Because I've paid the price. I know I'm going to go faster, right? And you know, you have to give yourself a perspective and give yourself some respect. Close to a boy by the name of Judson Nickerson. He was an 800, 1500 freestyle guy. And I was talking to him about his pace in his 800 versus his 1500. And I asked him the question, why are you slower in the 1500 than you are in the 800? Yeah, I get the difference between a 50 and 100 or 100, but why are you going from an 8-minute swim to a 15-minute swim? Why are you slower in the 15? It's longer, you're tired. No, it's just a mindset. So do your best time in the 800 at Nationals and just keep going. Right? This is July. You've been training for 10 months. Just keep going. Comes back, hey, that worked. I did the best time by 12 seconds. Right? I mean, all you're doing is quitting because you happen to be tired. Don't give me that stuff about being tired. You swum 1.6 million meters this year. Don't tell me you're tired. Right? So, Ethan Blasek is a boy who is a powerful little guy. Right? Not a tall guy, but a really great sprinter. Right? And this is kind of the last thing we're talking about. We're talking about how fast he's going to go in his 100 fly at Junior Nationals in Calgary a few years ago. I was coaching with him. And he's a 55-second 100 freestyle as a 14-year-old boy. But he's like 101.8 100 fly, which doesn't make any sense to me. If you're going 55, you should be going faster than 101 for 100 fly, right? So we spent 3 weeks on technique. Right? Not training, because training's over. Yeah, we're going to taper and we're going to do some stretching and we're going to get ready and maybe we probably will shake down, but the reality is training's over. So the way we're going to go faster in Calgary is by technique. So he went into the meet 17th and we worked on a stroke count on the long course 100 fly. We worked on it daily at T-Pass to make sure he had his stroke technique down all the time. And he was the guy, by the way, this is talk about learning and teaching. You're him, he's like, never gave me eye contact. But when I talked to his mom, I talked to him, he says, he's like a sponge, he absorbs everything. He might look at me a little bit, but his ability to actually focus, like, you know what they call this? His hand's here, his hand's here. Well, you're in the snow zone. If I have you here, you're listening to me. If I see you look over here, you went back in the water to swim. So it's true. I'm talking to you, you're looking at me. I've got your total attention. You look over there, I lost your time. Right? So we worked on technique. Went into Calgary. Best time was 101.8. Went 00.6. He was ranked 17th going in 00.6 in the prelims. And then went 00.1 finals of night and won gold medal on the 100 free, 200 free, and so, make yourself measurable. If you can measure it, measure it. And then compare that. Right? Compare that. What's your grade in school? Be better at it. Right? What's your longest distance on a bicycle? Be better at it. As coaches, we're looking to be better all the time. I need better equipment. I need better analysis tools. I need to know how to make things faster, make things better, right? It's all an investment, right? The MacBook is a brand new. It was $4,000, but it's an investment. Right? Invest in yourselves, right? When you got up this morning, were the lights on in your house? lights went on? Did you turn them on? Well, how do you say they turned on? They turned on because your mom and dad paid the electrical bill. Right? Did you go to get to the meet this morning in a car? Well, did you go to the store and buy gas? No, you didn't. Your mom and dad did. You drove yourself. That's my point. My point is invest. Right? Invest in yourselves. Don't think an investment on a new tech suit is going to make you faster. I've never been sick the last 8 years. This weekend I'm sick. Invest in yourselves. Right? Whatever you're doing now, say to yourself, it's just not good enough. When you go back to training this week, swim faster. Don't think for a second you're going to swim faster in a meet if you're not training faster in practice. Right? Make yourself accountable. Right? Invest. Mark's invested $10 in today's program. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you very much.
Anyway, you know what it is? It's just a different voice. It's the same words. I haven't told you anything new today. Yeah, I showed you some cute videos. But I haven't told you anything new. It's just a different way of presenting. So when you don't like your teacher, I don't care. I don't care if you like your teacher or not, because the grade's still going to be on your report when you go to apply for university, whether you like your teacher or not. Get over the crap, get over the test. Right? Whatever you're doing, do it better. Right? I try and be better every time I do work with kids in the practice. Try to be better in my presentations. And I'm 67 years old. But the reality is, I want to be better at what I do. Right? I wouldn't be here for the money only. I would be here because I really wanted to see you guys and I wanted an experience in the East Coast. I haven't been here since the 80s. Right? My family's from Newfoundland, but I really want to make sure that I had a chance to see how you guys do. I just came back from 2 weeks in Saudi Arabia. I shot 540 videos at a swim camp in Saudi Arabia. And I'm still editing their videos. But it was fun. I know you guys were fun. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy the meeting. And enjoy today. All right?
Thank you very much.
Take them up and guys. If you want
But we're in the pool for 9:30, but I told people like come around 9. We're gonna start around 9.
You over here? Great. You can run a camera.